You know, I was sitting with my friend Margaret the other day, sipping tea and talking about how some folks just seem to age like fine wine. Margaret turned to me and said, "Why is it that some people over 70 are still gardening, traveling, and laughing like they've got all the time in the world, while others feel like every year weighs them down?" Well, that got me thinking. It's not just luck or genetics, is it? There are places on this earth where people live longer and live better, well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. Places where seniors aren't just surviving, they're thriving. And today, we're going to uncover their secrets. So, grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and let's take a journey to four corners of the globe where life after 70 is celebrated, not feared. And don't worry, I'll make sure you walk away with simple, practical tips to bring these lessons right into your own home. Let's start with a place you might have heard of, Okinawa, Japan. Now, Okinawa isn't just famous for its beautiful beaches. It's one of the world's blue zones, where people live the longest, healthiest lives. And here's the thing. It's not about fancy diets or expensive supplements. It's about something the locals call ikigai. Ikigai means a reason to wake up in the morning. Imagine that. A purpose so strong it fuels your days. You'll meet folks in their 90s there who still tend to their gardens, teach traditional dance, or gather with lifelong friends. One man I read about, Hiroshi, is 102 and starts every morning by tending to his sweet potato patch. He says, "My plants need me, and I need them." Now, you don't have to start farming tomorrow. But think about this. What's your ikigai? Maybe it's volunteering at the library, painting, or simply being the person your grandkids run to for stories. The key is to find that little spark of purpose and let it light up your days. But it's not just what they do in Okinawa, it's how they eat. Their meals are filled with colorful vegetables, tofu, and fish. But they also practice something called hara hachi bu. That's a fancy way of saying they stop eating when they're 80% full. No stretching waistbands or that "I overdid it" feeling. Here's the magic. It's not about strict rules. It's about slowing down, savoring each bite, and listening to your body. Try this tonight. Put your fork down halfway through the meal, take a breath, and ask yourself, am I still hungry or just eating out of habit? Small shifts like this can make a big difference. Now, let's hop over to the Mediterranean, specifically Sardinia, Italy. Picture rolling hills, sheep grazing, and more centenarians per capita than almost anywhere else. What's their secret? Well, for starters, family is everything. In Sardinia, grandparents aren't tucked away in quiet houses, they're right in the thick of life. Sunday dinners with 3 generations around the table, kids learning recipes from nonna, elders sharing wisdom. Studies show that strong social ties can add years to your life and life to your years. But here's the kicker. It's not just about having family nearby, it's about feeling needed. One Sardinian woman, Maria, told researchers, "My grandchildren keep me young. They ask me for advice, and that makes me feel like I still matter." So, if your family's far away, don't fret. Join a community group, call a friend every morning, or even adopt a grand friend at a local school. The goal? Surround yourself with people who make you laugh, listen, and remind you that you're irreplaceable. Oh, and let's not forget their love of walking. Sardinians aren't running marathons. They're just moving naturally, walking to the market, herding sheep, or strolling through the village at sunset. It's not about exercise in the way we often think. It's about making movement a joyful part of daily life. So, if the gym feels intimidating, ditch the treadmill. Put on your favorite shoes and wander around the block. Notice the birds, chat with a neighbor, or walk to the cafe instead of driving. Your body and your mood will thank you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's lovely, but I'm not moving to Italy or Japan anytime soon. And you don't have to. The beauty of these lessons is that they're about choices, not geography. Start small, maybe tonight. Share a meal with someone you love. Or tomorrow, find one tiny thing that gives you purpose. And guess what? We've only just begun. There are 2 more places we're going to explore, spots where laughter, community, and simple daily rituals keep people vibrant long into their golden years. But for now, why not hit pause, pour yourself another cup of tea, and think about how you might weave a little ikigai or Sardinian warmth into your day. When you're ready, I'll meet you right back here, and we'll keep uncovering the secrets to living longer and living joyfully. You know, one of the things I love about these long-living communities is how they turn ordinary moments into something extraordinary. Take Sardinia's evening strolls or Okinawa's morning rituals. It's not about adding more to your day, but savoring what's already there. And today, we're heading to 2 more places that have mastered this art. Places where laughter, simplicity, and a dash of stubbornness keep folks spry well into their 90s. First up, the Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica. Now, if you've ever dreamed of waking up to the sound of howler monkeys and the smell of fresh tortillas, this might be your spot. But beyond the postcard-perfect views, Nicoyans have a secret weapon, agua de vida, water of life. And no, it's not some miracle potion. It's their calcium-rich, mineral-packed tap water. You see, the water here flows through limestone, picking up magnesium and calcium, key nutrients for strong bones and a healthy heart. But here's the kicker. Nicoyans don't just drink it. They use it to cook their beans. Those big hearty pots of black beans simmered with onions, peppers, and a pinch of cilantro. Beans are their staple, eaten nearly every meal. And let me tell you, those humble beans are packed with fiber, protein, and antioxidants. Now, I'm not saying you need to overhaul your plumbing, but maybe swap out that sugary soda for a glass of mineral water or add a handful of beans to your soup tonight. Little changes, big rewards. But Nicoya's real magic isn't just in their water or beans, it's in their vibrancy. These folks work hard, farming, cooking, fixing things, well into their later years. One gentleman, Carlos, is 94 and still tends to his mango trees every morning. When asked his secret, he grinned and said, "I don't retire, I rewire." What he meant is this: staying active isn't a chore here, it's a way of life. No one's counting steps or reps. They're just living, chopping wood, kneading dough, or walking to visit a neighbor. So, if you've been told to take it easy in your golden years, maybe take it with a grain of salt. Find your version of Carlos's mango trees, whether it's gardening, puttering in the garage, or dancing to your favorite oldies. Oh, and let's not forget their sun ritual. Nicoyans soak up the sunrise like it's medicine. They'll sit on their porches with a cup of coffee, letting the morning light warm their faces. Turns out, that daily dose of vitamin D does wonders for mood and bone health. So tomorrow, why not take your breakfast outside? Even 5 minutes in the sun can set the tone for a brighter day. What's their secret? For starters, they eat like kings of the Mediterranean. Wild greens, olive oil, goat's milk, and herbal teas brewed from rosemary, sage, or mint. But here's the twist. Their meals are social events. Lunch isn't scarfed down in front of the TV. It's a 2-hour affair with family, friends, and plenty of laughter. And guess what? They're not counting calories or carbs. They're counting stories shared and memories made. And here's something you might not expect. Icarians nap religiously. Every afternoon, shops close, tools go down, and the island slips into a quiet siesta. But this isn't laziness, it's wisdom. Studies show that a 20-30-minute nap can lower stress, boost heart health, and even sharpen your mind. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I haven't napped since I was in diapers. But hear me out. What if you traded 30 minutes of scrolling through the news for 30 minutes of rest? Lie down, close your eyes, and let the world wait. Your body might just thank you with a little more spring in your step. But the real gem of Icaria, their attitude toward time. You'll rarely hear someone say, I'm too old for that. Instead, you'll meet 85-year-olds painting their shutters bright blue, or 90-year-olds swimming in the Aegean Sea. There's no expiration date on curiosity or joy here. One Icarian woman, Eleni, learned to play the fiddle at 78. When asked why, she said, "Why not? My hands still work, and my heart still sings." So, what's your version of learning the fiddle? Maybe it's finally picking up that novel you wanted to write, or trying watercolor, or even mastering your grandkids' video game. The point isn't to be perfect. It's to keep that spark of why not alive. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. None of these places have it all figured out. Okinawa has storms, Sardinia has rough winters, Nicoya and Icaria aren't immune to hardship. But what ties them all together is this: they choose joy. They prioritize people over possessions, movement over monotony, and purpose over perfection. And here's the good news. You don't need a passport to live this way. Start tonight. Cook a pot of beans, call a friend during lunch instead of eating alone, or let yourself doze in the sun like a contented cat. But wait, there's still one thread we haven't pulled yet. Something all 4 of these places share that's so simple, so powerful. You'll wonder why we don't talk about it more. When you're ready, I'll meet you back here, and we'll tie it all together. You know, after visiting all these places, Okinawa, Sardinia, Nicoya, Icaria, I kept wondering, what's the golden thread that ties them all together? Is it the food, the movement, the sunshine? Well, yes, but it's also something deeper, something we've all had access to since the day we were born. It's slowing down, but not the way you might think. It's not about doing less, it's about savoring more. More connection, more joy, more moments that make you feel truly alive. And that's the secret sauce, my friends. Not a single miracle habit, but a tapestry of small daily choices that say, this life matters. Let me explain. In Okinawa, they wake up with ikigai, a reason to greet the day. In Sardinia, grandparents are the heartbeat of the family. Nicoyans sip mineral-rich water and work their land with pride. Icarians nap, feast, and dance like nobody's watching. On the surface, they're different, but dig deeper, and you'll find they all live by 3 unspoken rules. First, don't let go of what connects you to others. Whether it's tending a garden for your neighbors or teaching a grandchild to tie their shoes, these rituals remind us we're part of something bigger. Second, Let your body move in ways that feel like play, not punishment. No gym memberships required. Just knead bread, pull weeds, or sway to a song you loved at 25. And third, treat every meal like a gift. Not just fuel for your body, but a chance to laugh, share, and taste the goodness of being alive. Now, I'm not saying you need to move to a Greek island or grow sweet potatoes. But what if you borrowed a page from their playbook? Start with one thing. Maybe tomorrow, invite a friend over for soup and swap stories instead of eating alone. Or dust off that harmonica in the closet and learn one tune, just for the fun of it. Remember Maria, the Sardinian nonna? She told me, aging isn't about losing sparks. It's about gathering them. So light a few sparks of your own. Dance in the kitchen while the coffee brews. Plant basil in a windowsill pot. Call someone who makes you snort laugh. These aren't chores, they're celebrations. And here's the best part. It's never too late to start. Take it from Fumio in Okinawa, who started painting at 88. His first strokes were shaky, but now his art hangs in cafes all over the village. Or Helen, a viewer like you who wrote to me last month. At 76, she began walking to the park every morning, not for exercise, but to watch the ducks. Now she's friends with half the neighborhood, and she says, I haven't felt this young since I was 50. So, as we wrap up our journey, I want you to picture something. Imagine your life as a garden. Some days it's wild and overgrown. Other days it's neat rows of tomatoes and roses. But the beauty is in the tending, the daily act of showing up, planting seeds, and trusting the sun to do its part. You don't need perfection, just a little dirt under your nails, a few hands to hold, and the courage to bloom where you're planted. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one tiny spark you'll nurture this week? Share it in the comments. Maybe your idea will inspire someone else to take that first step. And if this video resonated with you, pass it along to a friend. After all, the more we share these secrets, the more vibrant our golden years become. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so we can keep exploring life's adventures together. From my heart to yours, thank you for letting me be part of your day. Here's to slow sunrises, shared meals, and living every year like it's your masterpiece. However many candles are on your next birthday cake, remember, the best chapters aren't behind you. They're waiting to be written.